For the vegan cheese sauce, starting with a 1/4 cup of almond milk, 1 tablespoon of coconut aminos. This is sweet and salty. 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. 1 tablespoon miso. This is fermented soy. It's salty, so good. 2 tablespoons of jalapeños. These are very spicy. I'm going to put a little bit of the juice in there. Even though I'm putting it in the food processor, I just want to make sure I'm not getting any large chunks of jalapeno. I don't want to be on fire. 2 tablespoons diced red onions. These are the sweet ones. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. 1 teaspoon onion powder. This is going to be very flavorful. 1/2 of a red bell pepper, seeded, cored, and diced. If you do not have a red bell pepper, go get one. Because the yellow, the orange, definitely not the green. Those have a completely different flavor profile, and that's not what we're looking for in this dish. Make sure to get rid of the white parts. Chopped cilantro leaves. And 1/2 of a cup of nutritional yeast. Make sure to get unfortified because fortified has too much B12 in it. And some people say it's not a problem, but I sometimes eat a lot of this. And I got my B12 tested and it was over 1,000. So definitely get unfortified and take a separate B12. There it is, super quick. Let's stir it. So I stirred it. This is what it looks like. Let's put it into a little bowl. Three organic large zucchini. Remove the ends, peel off the external bitter skin. Cut these in thirds. Because they're so large, I don't want massively large spaghetti noodles, zoodles. You can see I removed most of the green because I don't want it to be, I want to taste as close as possible to pasta. And to make sure this goes in evenly so it's not wobbly, I cut off sections that are closer in width, and that you'll see that the edges are not at an angle, they're very straight, and that makes it easier to put into the spiralizer. I'm going to recycle the peels in my green bin. When you are spiralizing these, you are removing the little portion in the middle with the seeds, and that's what you want because there's no seeds in spaghetti. So that's definitely want to remove that, which is what is so wonderful about the spiralizer and how making zucchini noodles taste very close to real noodles if done the right way. I divided these into 3 sections. So there's 3 zucchini, so there should be 9 little sections in here. So I'm going to spiralize these, and I'm using the small, there's different sizes on these, so I'm using the smaller ones. So they have the wider ones with the wider noodles, but I like the skinny little spaghetti noodles. Push this right in the middle, make sure it's centered, hold it, press it so that it is level, and then you can have fun. With each one, you will get a cute little mushroom. Unfortunately, these don't taste good, so these also go in the recycle bin. Look at all of those zucchini noodles. If this was spaghetti made with wheat or even rice or grain, it would contain so many more calories. So if you go to an Italian restaurant, they will put olive oil, but we know olive oil is inflammatory. So instead I'm going to use, you don't need to do this if you don't want to, but one full dropper full of cold pressed flaxseed oil. This will help the herbs stick to it. Just get the oil in there. It will break it down a little bit. You'll see it's already shrinking down, which is what you want. That will make it taste more like spaghetti. And then I'm going to add a bunch of basil. I actually prefer dried basil over fresh basil, and oregano. Toss this very well, and you can use your fingers if you like, which would do a much better job. You're going to want to massage this until it's weeping. So it's like you've got extra water, and just like spaghetti, pasta, you're going to want to drain it. So what I do is just put it in a fine mesh sieve, and then I'm going to press it down, and you will see the liquid. Press it down as much as I can. You can see that liquid. So even after you put the sauce on it, I want you to drain the liquid again. It's going to make a huge difference in how authentic this tastes like spaghetti. So use those muscles and get rid of this liquid. And then I'm going to take a cloth napkin, and I'm going to soak up that extra liquid in here. And then I'm going to soak it up even more, taking this into a little bundle, and that'll squeeze out this extra liquid, or we should call it juice. And soaking up any extra liquid and moisture in your bowl. And now you have your zucchini noodles that are ready to eat and add sauce to it. So now that I massaged the oil and the herbs into this, I'm going to go ahead and add the cheese sauce that I made. Distribute with the sauce, and don't recommend you using your fingers, because then your fingers will be coated with the oils from the jalapenos, and if you accidentally rub your eyes, ooh, it's gonna burn, and that's very unpleasant. And I know, because I've done it many times, unfortunately. So take your time, make sure to get every little piece of zucchini coated, and you will notice they will shrink down. Taste test time. Don't eat more than half of this, because nutritional yeast has naturally occurring niacin. So if you eat a whole bunch at once, you'll get a very uncomfortable niacin flush. It just feels like you've got fire in your entire body, just kind of burns through the the surface. It's completely harmless, but it's very uncomfortable and pretty scary, because I did once eat at least a half of a cup of nutritional yeast at one time, because I was putting it on raw broccoli, and it was super tasty, and I didn't want to stop eating. And so now I know I never do that again. It's spicy hot. It's really spicy with the jalapenos. It's cheesy with the nutritional yeast, with all the herbs and spices in here. It's very, very flavorful. I think you'll really like this. I'll put the entire recipe in the description below. Let me know if you have any questions.
For my favorite low-fat, oil-free, plant-based vegan recipes, order my cookbook with vegan nutrition facts on how to prevent and reverse disease, which chronicles my personal health and weight loss story through my website, thehigh5diet.com.